I'm Nate, and I'm going to show you how to combine our Tudor Village pieces with the rest of our city's line. There's a ton of different ways you can mix and match these pieces to create exciting buildings like these ones. Let's dive in and take a look. All right, so this is a 3-foot by 2-foot build. The base is using a bunch of our terrain trays. There are new dirt road terrain trays. 5 of these they're not even prototypes yet. They're just prints. That's why they might have a little bit of a glossy sheen to them. But we have the finals in the works. The story here is this is a roadside tavern or inn with this sort of associated building. So there's a stable, caretaker's house, and like a little smithy. So this would be the perfect encounter for, you could have like the gnolls attacking the town, the players have to defend this area, or maybe bandits have pulled up in the inn and players have to infiltrate the compound, get in, or you could do like a fun sort of whodunit murder mystery and they're sort of investigating, talking to the caretaker and the smithy and the stable hand and investigating the cellar in the attic and whatnot. But a great encounter, variety of things you could do. And the key here is we're showcasing a bunch of the ways that you can use the Tudor Village pieces with the rest of our city's lines, as well as a bunch of fun accessories, trees, and the like. So let's start over here in the sort of the smithy shop area zone. So what we're doing over here is combining the Tudor with the rustic wood. So the whole first floor is rustic wood. And then we snuck a little bit of that up here into the Tudor using a combination of the rosette corner posts, which you can see sort of over here, and these facade bits. So we're trying to carry as much of that wood up so it flows pretty well. It looks like it's all one cohesive building. And then using, like we could have put the blue knotwork decorative Tudor biscuit insert here, right? So we're using the Lowtown biscuit inserts to try and sort of show the compatibility. Over here, we're using the scaffolding as a balcony here, so we get once again more of the plain sort of wood up against this. And then around the back here, we're using the banister corner post to hold up the terracotta, the classic Tudor roof here, and then using scaffolding as a wraparound balcony out here to show how all that plays nicely together. So it feels like definitely gives you some more variety on your standard Tudor building, but everything plays together really nicely and gives it a clean identity. All right, so then up here, this is just very simple 4x4 Tudor cottage, and we've topped it with our thatched roof, which really gives it a very, very rustic look. And then, of course, under that, we have our DF floor fogger to create a little smoke coming out of the chimney. So you can mix and match the roofs with the Tudor bases to give a very different feel, right? If we had this roof on the cottage, gives it a very different look than the thatch. Moving back here, this is the stable building. So once again, to give a different feel, we're topping off with the modular roof in dark on the top, so it gives it a different style. So in fact, what if we put in terracotta there? I think helps change the identity. Just changing the roof can change the identity of the building a bunch. Sure. And then the technique we're trying to do here is once again combining the wood with the Tudor. So these are the double high parquet wood posts and the regular parquet posts, then with the Tudor between, and then below using those banister posts again for this sort of open carriage. Actually, I'll show you the carriage area is kind of fun. So we're using those banister corner posts again, and some of the rustic wood walls. Here's a pair of 2x4 floors to create this little open carriage area. And then using the projecting beam biscuit inserts on the side here to just try and tie the Tudor into the rest of the rustic wood. Also, fun fact we're learning here, these walls look better upside down. That's why I'm using them. This is supposed to be the top, but they look better like this because they would support the roof better because the diagonals like that. So I tend to always use these walls upside down. But you can do whatever you want. There's no wrong way to use the pieces. All right, so our big final building, the inn itself. So here we started with the fieldstone on the bottom, which gives it a heavy base. And then to help transition that up into the Tudor, because if you just went straight from the fieldstone to the Tudor, it might be a little jarring. We put the Tudor arch facades sort of all along the outside here to help that it sort of carries the Tudor down into the stone and gives a really kind of elegant look. My favorite part that is over here where these planters are, we pushed that arch up to the, it's on the floor above, biscuited into the floor above, and left the rest of the stone open. So it becomes this really neat sort of open air foyer archway entrance. And then you dress it up with the planters. Look at that. Charming. So then working our way up, we're using lots of Tudor around here, but then we're integrating some of the rustic wood pieces. So like the bay window it's the rustic wood bay window, but we slotted in the narrow Tudor window to help Tudor it up just a little bit, right? There's this little slash of Tudor helps tie the whole thing out. And on this side over here, when we get up to the third story, we're using the large diagonal in rustic wood, which also is giving us the magnetic, it's got a magnetic plate in there and gives us a spot to put the inside up there. And then to help integrate that tower in, once again, we're dropping in those, the narrow Tudor windows, just help Tudor up the tower, just a hint, right? But because the wood is by design painted the same color as the wood on the Tudor, it all flows together pretty cleanly. And moving up here, we're using the rustic wood balcony, once again, just to work a little more wood in there. And over here on the back, we're sneaking in. This is the Tudor overhang, and we're using the slate roof rather than the terracotta roof because it's pretty close in color to the green. So it kind of blends. And maybe it feels like this was a little addition that they added later, so that's why it has slightly different color. And speaking of the roofs, we're topping this whole thing off with the modular roof in green. Once again, by design, the green was intended to really pop nicely against the cream of the Tudor and give this a very sort of warm, inviting in feel. Or maybe that's just to lure the players into the crazy haunted end or whatnot. So I think that tops off the building really nicely, makes the whole thing have a clean identity, different from the others. So lots and lots of different ways you can play with these pieces. No wrong way to do it, right? Just mix and match so you have something that feels good. It's going to tell the story you're looking to tell. So hopefully this will inspire you in some of the many ways you can combine our Tudor Village pieces with the rest of our city's line to create all sorts of cool builds like this. If you want to learn more about our Tudor pieces or the rest of the city's line, check out the city's playlist in the description below. And if you still have questions, hop into our Discord where we have an amazing community who would love to answer your questions. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and think about subscribing. It helps us a lot. Thank you so much for watching. And now it's back to the anvil.